and they have got no place to go back to warm up because they are living in tents. Now, I haven't been back to Gaza since October, so I'm not really absolutely accurate when we say that the ceasefire hasn't really happened. I can only go by reports, but I can tell you what I saw when I was there, and that was just a few days before. There is, of course, large-scale destruction, and people have been pressed into very small spaces in very small tents. And in those areas, there are separate areas which are called humanitarian safe zones. Now, what would you expect that to be? It's something where you can rest and when you can be feeling safe and you can educate your family and just live. Well, it's not quite like that, because a lot of victims we saw in the hospital came exactly from those humanitarian safe zones in inverted commas. And even the hospital itself wasn't safe, because as I was there, a healthcare worker was shot through the window by a drone. He wasn't killed, but still, he got shot. So it's really dangerous to live in the area, but it's worse than that, because we don't know what's happening underneath the rubble. We can only see what comes into the hospital, and in the hospitals we see loads of patients maimed, who have multiple injuries, whole families coming in where the father is in one theater and the son is in another, and the mother is dead. So the worst concentration of injury, of unwellness in people, you will find there. There is no basic provision of basic medical care. So people don't only get shot, they don't only live under rubble or die under rubble, but they also get the flu. They also have babies, they also break their bones, and there is no provision for any of that. Now, when there was the saying, there is a ceasefire, what would you expect? You would expect that the borders will open and aid can flow in. And it doesn't. In fact, it probably has got worse, because as the notice goes, now healthcare professionals going in are not allowed to bring in on their person any of the equipment, also what we used to do, because that's now fully restricted, and if you do, you may be banned, and 37 organizations have already been banned and can't go back at the moment. Now, what can we do? There is really very little we can do at that place, because we can only go in there and really with our hands try to care for people. But we can at least show that we are staying with them. We are in solidarity with them. And we can start accumulating some funds which we can use at a time when it is possible and through the channels, through the back doors, in order to help those poor people we can help.
Thank you, Dr. Stephen.